meeting to order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the January 11th meeting, and those are not available tonight, so we'll do those at a later time. So the next item under new business is public hearing. Variance petition is filed by Hen Signs on behalf of Brush School District RE2J. Requests a variance to adjust the standards in Article 12 signs of the City Land Use Code. Petitioner is requesting to allow the use to be in the residential low-density zoning associated with Section 16-12-320 and to increase the height of standards associated with Section 16-12-320 to allow the sign to be 11 foot by 9 foot by 3 inches. The subject property is located at 1600 Mill Street, Brush, Colorado. So the meeting is now open for public hearing, and we'll start with the staff report from the Assistant City Administrator. Rick?
Good evening, Board of Adjustments members. I know it is a cold, snowy day, so thank you for coming here. Hopefully this will not take long, because I'm assuming that you guys have looked at it. And honestly, we have no problem with it from staff as we've looked at it. In fact, I tried to look back on the previous, they have a nice sign up front. The problem is the sign does not accomplish what they want. The technology at the time was probably super cool, but it's really bad pixelated. You can't really make out stuff. The Brush School District is really just wanting to do what's right, so they're not trying to do something secretive. Although there's no record of their previous sign, so there's never a variance.
It was quite a long time ago.
Yeah, there's no variance and there's no sign permit that I could find. So I've looked at my previous files with Karen and Tyler, and then I asked Loranda to look, and we couldn't find anything. So that's not uncommon, that we have a lot of that where this kind of like, oh yeah, that's fine, no problem. But the problem is it doesn't fit the code. And so I tried to be very thorough, showing you, let's do the right thing, and they want to do the right thing, so we've told them the process will be, let's present it to you guys. So we have 3 issues, and that's really what the code says. One is the zoning problem. The sign, it's an electronic message center sign, and that sign is really only permitted in a non-residential area. If you think about it, this code wasn't written towards today. It's a normal procedure to put those message signs in schools. In fact, you can Google what are the benefits of having message signs for schools, and there's a lot of stuff that pops up. So it's a normal procedure that happens today. Second is, so that's the first thing they're asking, petitioning to you to adjust the code to allow it in. It's already there, so it's really it's being consistent. So we're being consistent with what's already there is what we're asking for. So we're asking that you would grant a variance to allow it in that zoning. So it'd be different if they're presenting this for the first time, but that's why it's like, it's already there. So, but they want to replace the whole sign. The second is the height is not required to code, and I've given you all the codes and even pictures and everything, what the sign currently looks like. And again, it's not much different. The new sign that will look versus the old sign, it's pretty much the same height. It's around 11, 12 feet, and it'll be around 11 feet, the new one. And it depends on how you measure it, because it's on a slope, if you can tell in the picture. So we tried to take just the dimension of the middle of what their current sign is. It'll be the same height as that one, basically. Actually, maybe a little bit shorter than what their current sign is. And then the third is the code for residential areas. The total square feet of the sign part, well, not sign, the display, LED display, is much smaller than what they're asking. And so they're asking a variance to allow the 102 square feet to be allowed. So those are what's presented before you. I tried to build a case to show that it's consistent. It's consistent to what's already been required. Hey, Scott. And staff has no issues with it at all. We feel like we It's a beautiful sign. There's a lot of benefits. It'll be great for wayfinding. It'll be great for communicating school messages, urgent messages. I mean, it'll be a good thing for the city. So we are very in support of having the sign there. So that's really all I have. They've done exactly what codes required. We've done everything what codes asked us to publish it. And I gave you, some of these things are exhausting. It's kind of like, wow, do you have to, yes, we have to do all that. But they've done everything what codes required. They submitted their land use form explaining, what this is. They've done the variance request, and you can look at this, and I'm telling you that there's nothing on here that I would say is justified to deny that. I think it's a good thing. It's been vetted well with us. They paid the right thing. They have gone and done a beautiful description of showing what the sign's going to be. You have a picture of what the sign's going to be. So we've notified all the residents around. We've had zero response from the community of showing whether they're in support or denial. And that's normal. We usually don't get much unless it's controversial. So I'm just going to skip down to the last part of this because they have done everything that we've asked them to do. We cannot see any reason from our side of code to deny this request. And so it comes down to the conclusion. If board finds the applicant has met the applicable standards for a variance, staff recommends the variance be granted as following. And so I got 4 suggestions here. Allow the electronic message center monument, because it suggests that we follow the monument style, and that's where we kind of needed the monument says you can only go 6 feet, and theirs is going to be 11, so we're saying that you would grant that request. But allow the electronic message center monument sign to be in the residential low density zoning. Second is allow the electronic message center / monument sign to have a maximum of 102 square feet. And third, allow the electronic message center monument sign to have a maximum height of 11 feet. And then lastly, petitioner must follow and comply with the section 16-12-320E3, 3 through 6. It goes through the details, and I put it in the code of how bright it should be, and making sure that they're compliant because it's in a residential area. We don't want any residents to be complaining that it's too bright or anything like that. So our code does give very specifics, and I'm saying, looking at Exhibit L shows you what that is, that they would comply to that, and they have no problems with that. I've already talked to the superintendent about it, and so he had no issues with that either. So that's my recommendation to the board.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question. Does it matter that I work for Viera Wireless and they're,
No,
You
'cause
know.
are you getting financially compensated from this?
no?
No, okay, then you're good.
Well, in that case, that Viera sign, that Viera logo needs to be a little bit bigger.
Well, is that a condition? No, well, thank you for disclosing that.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your decision.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And the other comment I would say, I mean, that is zoned residential, right?
That's correct.
But it's very much
Low density.
not residential. It's very
Yes.
low residential,
Correct.
right?
Yeah,
Is the way I see
there
it.
is low residential. It's just, unfortunately, that the whole area it stayed the same
Right.
zoning. And that zoning is allowed for a school, so there's no reason to change it to any other zoning.
Right.
And that's why they chose to.
Well, there's other signs in town
There
that
is.
have the same, the one down by the library.
Yes, that's exactly
And,
what I was thinking of.
The
Yeah.
other one that we granted a variance on, similar to this, is the hospital sign that,
And they will
It's out
probably
there.
be coming to get theirs upgraded too, because their pixelation is not very clear either.
Already? Gosh.
Yeah.
we just put that in.
I know,
And you guys paid for part of it,
yeah.
so
So,
maybe.
but
maybe-
But there's
different
talks
sign
already about them upgrading theirs
Oh,
too.
okay. So anyway, let's move on then. Thank you for your part of this. And we have somebody here for the applicant, Scott.
Yep, I'm working on the sign end. My house is the closest one impacted to it. I'm good.
Okay. And I don't think we have any public input on this. I don't know why nobody came tonight. Okay, so, nobody has any final questions or comments? I think it's a great idea, and make it, yeah, that sign looks kind of shabby, so I think upgrading it, no matter who's paying for it. If you can get somebody other than our tax money to pay for it, more power to you, so. Okay, and, if nobody has any questions, I'll close the hearing, and I'll ask for a motion from one of the members to approve this.
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
this
Is
petition.
there a second?
Second?
Any other discussion, comments? Okay, all those in favor will voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Done deal. Scott, build your sign.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
If only we can work out our other
That was quick, wasn't it?
We hardly earned our money, did we?
Good, good.
Lorenda said she'd have the checks waiting for us when we left. Oh, do you want a motion to do that too?
You don't need a motion. just-
Okay, I'll adjourn the public hearing meeting.